What is going on, everybody? King Recon here. I'm so excited for this one, man. The Switch 2 is about to release. I still don't have one. Going to try to get one whenever I'm able to. But I wanted to look back on the Switch 1, memories with the Switch 1, the games that I associate the most with that console, as well as explaining why it is that the Switch 1 is so high on my favorite game consoles list. If you look behind me, you'll see the things that you'll normally see in almost every single one of my videos. Those are my portable game consoles. I no longer have my PSP because that was stolen like 15 years ago. But once I got the PS Vita, after that, that became sort of like my portable PlayStation console. Of course, I now have the PlayStation Portal, but this is like an actual portable. Now, for the other ones, from the GBA to the DS to the DS, what do they call this one? The DSi, whatever that was, and then the 3DS. I love Nintendo's portable consoles. So many of my favorite games come from those platforms, the games that were produced to be taken with you on the go. So many of my fondest memories are on the GBA or on the DS, and because of that, every single time they release something that I can take with me on the go, especially in recent years where I'm more outside than I am at home, it's always come in clutch. Which is why when they announced the Switch was going to be a combination of creating a home console while at the same time creating a portable console that you can take with you as you go and or dock wherever it is that you please, it was the most exciting thing for me, man. Because I was like, finally, I'll get an opportunity to play more games. Because that was one of the issues that I had with the Wii U, was that I didn't have the opportunity, because of when it released, to be able to play as many games on as I wanted to. There were quite a few games I enjoyed on there, man, like Xenoblade Chronicles X, Splatoon 1, Smash 4, right, the Mario that dropped on there, and the Virtual Console. There's quite a few Wii U games that I was rocking with, but because that dropped around the same time when I was really, really into on the PS4, playing all the stuff I was playing on there, as well as over on the Xbox One side of things, playing Titanfall when that first dropped, which was such an incredible experience, right? And it's like the Wii U was placed on the back burner because I didn't have the opportunity to be able to take it with me on the go. And it's obviously, they've never created anything like that before, but that was just like a time and place thing for that particular console, right? Which is why I wasn't able to go in as hard as that, and I still have a lot of great memories with that console. But when they announced that the Switch was of course releasing when it was, which was mid PS4 cycle, mid Xbox One console cycle, and it was gonna be portable, I was like, no, this is gonna be my chance, man. This is gonna be my opportunity. I missed out on the initial pre-orders, as the same way I did for this one, for the Switch 2. But I missed out, but the more I looked at Breath of the Wild, being a massive Zelda fan, I was like, man, I really need to get this. Like, I have to get this. And so that Thursday, I had it off from work, and I camped out the whole day to get my Switch 1. It was an experience that I'll never forget, but I still have that very same Switch to this day. It is still the day one, as you can see, barely any stuff left, but it is most certainly the Breath of the Wild version of the console they released with like the skin in the back. And so getting Breath of the Wild, obviously, that's still a top 10 favorite gaming experience of all time. That and of course in cohesion with Tears of the Kingdom. But Breath of the Wild, having that be the game that I took with me everywhere, man. I took Breath of the Wild with me everywhere, to work, to school at the time. Still in my first go around in college. Of course, whenever I was at home, anywhere that I was able to take my Switch, I took it with me, and It was nonstop Breath of the Wild, you know, and then I got Mario Kart, and it was just like a dream console, man, of being able to somehow be taking these games which normally could only be played on a device at home, and being able to take it with you, man. It changed everything for me. It allowed me an opportunity to play so many games. And that's why I have such a massive library, both physical and digital, for the Switch, because it gave me that opportunity for when I'm out and traveling. It is my go-to, 110%. Even if, because my brother and I, we share the Switch, but even if I know he's currently in the middle of playing something, it's like I know I'll have the opportunity to be able to go in on it eventually as well, right? And just to look back on the games here, as I share. Oh man, Smash Ultimate, dude. Listen, bro. One of my favorite things about the entire Super Smash Brothers experience with the Switch 2 is that coming off of Smash 4, and honestly, going back to Brawl, one of my favorite things about each Smash game's release cycle is the hype going into the new character additions that would be brought in, right? So like back in Brawl, Sonic and Snake being in the game, man, that was all everybody was talking about back in school, right? And I wasn't even properly into Metal Gear Solid yet. I was just like, yo, Snake is in the game, right? So it was just super cool. And Sonic with Mario, who can ever forget that reveal trailer, right? So then Brawl, obviously, so many fond memories of playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii. But that was a big, huge part of that release cycle, and I remember the hype for that like it was yesterday, man. It was nuts. And then we skip over to Smash 4, and one of the coolest things about that, of course, was like getting the reveal trailers for all the different characters that would come in there. The one that I wanted the most, that I dreamt of for so many years, was Cloud, and that's still one of the craziest reveal trailers for me for anything ever. It was like, I finally got Cloud Strife in Smash Brothers. You know, it's like a dream come true. One of the dreams, at least. And so we get to Smash Ultimate, and obviously, I remember the lead up to this. This was just because, once again, in Smash 4, there was a 3DS version and the Wii U version, right? So it was another idea. I'll never forget the first time somebody presented the 3DS version to me, and I played it. It was at a midnight release. I'm trying to remember if the game had come out yet, or if they broke street date on it. But it was the first time I played it at a midnight release, and man, it changed everything. I was like, bro, I get to play Smash Bros on the go? I couldn't believe it, right? And then this one came out, and it was like official, the same exact game. I mean, the 3DS one is pretty much almost the exact same game as well. Shout out to that game, by the way, Smash 4. What an awesome game. But going back to Ultimate, we to be able to have the hybrid console that the Switch is with Smash Ultimate, and then they introduced in the World of Light, and it has every single character. I'll never forget that initial Smash Brothers conference. I'm trying to remember if it was an overall Nintendo Direct or a Smash Direct. I think it was an overall Nintendo Direct, where they came back to Smash Bros. After the initial reveal, and it was everyone is here. That is one of my favorite moments in any video game conference ever. It was crazy. Seeing that Cloud was still in there, seeing that Snake was back, especially now that at that time I was like really properly into Metal Gear Solid, being one of my favorite video game franchises. And I just popped huge, man. And then I saw everybody else, like Toon Link in there. I was like, yo, my boy's back. I saw the Ice Climbers. I was like, seeing the flatters because I always get pwned by the Ice Climbers. But I was like, you know what? Fine for the individuals who like the Ice Climbers. That's fine. My brother's really good with the Ice Climbers. And so just seeing all of the characters that I played with throughout all these years being in a single game, it was huge, man. It was massive. And that was just the initial reveal. I mean, we put so many hours into fighting spirits, fighting in the World of Light, playing online. The initial reveals where I was taking Smash Bros. Everywhere, bro. I took this thing to my friends' houses. I took this thing to my cousin's houses, my grandma's house, and all of us were just nonstop playing Smash Bros. And it was such an incredible time, man. And that wasn't even the peak, dude. Then we start getting the character reveals. And all of them, man, I mean, they all had something special. Even if some of them didn't call directly to me as an individual who would play these characters, it was like, wow, I can't believe, for example, someone like Simon being in the game from Castlevania. It's like, wow, Castlevania getting representation within Smash Brothers, how cool is that? Dragon Quest, which is something that I'm really into, seeing all of the heroes, and I was like, yo, let's fucking go, man. When we got Banjo and Kazooie, which became a character I actually really liked using. At first, I was like, because that was one of those games that even though like you played it back on this, or at least for me, that I played it on the 64, it wasn't one that like I still preferred Mario. You know, I didn't really rock. Or I thought it was cool, but it wasn't like a thing that I was really into. Man, I remember that first day playing Banjo. I was like, hold on, man, this guy's kind of dope. So that was super cool with Banjo there, and it honestly made me really want to go back and play the games. Hopefully we get a new Banjo soon. But then like seeing the other characters revealed, Akazuya, man, was really cool. Obviously someone who's been playing Tekken for so long. I'm trying to remember someone else. It was Incineroar in this one. Regardless, we had a couple of really cool ones that continue to be released. But Steve was a massive one. I remember the Steve one and the Sans one were just insane. Sans, because my brother's favorite game of all time was Undertale, so that was a huge moment for him. But the Steve one, I was like, man, it's flipping Steve, dog. You know, like that was crazy. And then he eventually ended up becoming like the craziest character in that game. Like so many great reveals, but the two that stood out to me, man, as like I said, going back to the dream middle school lunchroom table conversation, was I always wanted Cloud in the game, and I always wanted Sora in the game, bro. Those are the two. Those are the two that me and all of my friends wanted in a Smash Bros. Going all the way back to leading into Brawl, right? We were all still playing Melee. Brawl was about to come out. I was like, yo, the dream characters, Cloud and Sora, bro. Always. I got Cloud on Smash 4. The Sora reveal trailer might actually be my favorite like video game reveal trailer for a single character ever. I mean, ever. I think my favorite trailer period for reveals is the FF7 remake trailer because of how unreal that felt at the time. It still feels unreal. But the Sora reveal was just so special to me because that was truly a dream come true, man. Like that was a dream I'd been waiting for so many years. Like I remember when that trailer dropped, I reconnected with so many people from back in those middle school and high school days because that was something that all of us had always wanted. And Kingdom Hearts is so special to many people from my generation, and so that was just so huge, man. And obviously Sephiroth in the same breath, it was like, who would have ever thought we would have got Sephiroth in a Smash Brothers game, right? And so those two reveals were so incredibly special to me. I still log into this game just to bust out some spirits with Sora every now and again, because I just still can't believe he's in the game, dude. I can't believe he's in the game. So Smash Bros, I think, is my most played game. Actually, it is, yeah, because I have it by most played. So Smash Bros is my most played game on the Switch. Actually, what is my most played games? It is Smash Bros #1, Zelda, A Breath of the Wild, that makes sense. Then Mario Kart 8, that makes sense. Miitopia, that's my brother. That game is pretty cool. Then Tears of the Kingdom, the SNES, the Switch Online thing. Mario Maker 2, wow, we put a lot of hours in Mario Maker 2. Civ 7, that's my brother. Cold Steel 3, man. So let me actually tell a story about Cold Steel 3 and why I have so many hours on this on the Switch too. So when I finished catching up to Trails, because I was playing them all first on PC with the 3 Sky games, and then I also played Zero and Azure also on the PC as well. I played those 5 on the PC, and then I switched over to the PS4 when I got to Cold Steel 1. And from CS1 to CS3, played those on the PS4, and then CS4 came out, played that on the PS4, and then I played Hajimori on the PS4 as well, and I played the rest of them on the PS5. After playing Cold Steel 4 and Hajimari, I was still in that Trails mood, right? And I remember it was around like December or somewhere around there, where I was just still in a Trails mood, and I saw Cold Steel 3 available for the Switch. I have the physical copy, and I bought it, and I was like, you know what, man, I could take it with me wherever I go. It's Trails wherever I go. I picked Cold Steel 3 because it's like the one, right, for me where I can always go back to, and it feels like home, right? And I was just like, you know what, especially since Reverie hadn't come out yet, I was like, you know what, let me get Cold Steel 3 and Cold Steel 4 on the Switch. So I got them both on the Switch. And, oh man, dude. The Cold Steel 3 replay on the Switch was like the most special experience, man. Dude, I associate this game more with my Switch playthrough than I did with my original PS4 playthrough. And y'all remembered how crazy my original PS4 playthrough of that game was. But the replay on the Switch was just... there was just something about it, man. It reminded me... So, in my favorite One Piece volumes list, I talked about volume 61 being like a volume that I take with me wherever I go. Specifically back in the day in my first go around in college, where I felt like I needed something to remind me that I could be home no matter where I was. That sort of became a Cold Steel 3. It became for me on the Switch, where anytime I needed just like a little thing of like, yo, I need to go back home for a bit, I would bring out Cold Steel 3, and it was just a really special thing to have with me at all times. And so I started heavily associating Cold Steel 3 with the Switch, just because, like I said, it became one of my go-to things. As a matter of fact, every time I still leave inside of here, I should still be in there. It is. So no matter where I go, Mario Kart's currently still in there, but within the things, I always take Cold Steel 3 with me. I always take it. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, Trails Cold Steel 3. Smash Bros. Ultimate Cold Steel 3 and Mario Kart 8. No matter where I go, those always go with me. And of course the ones that are digital in there as well. But like I said, for CS3, it became a thing that, similar to like FF7, where it felt like home, and I was. And because of that, it became an even more special game and franchise to me than it already was, thanks to that replay. And so I heavily associate Cold Steel 3 with that. Reverie, remember when that game dropped, man? That was the day of or after the Reverie that we hosted here for One Piece YouTube stuff. Crazy stuff, man. Shout out to Trails and the Reverie. That replay on the Switch was fun as well. Fire Emblem Three Houses. So, Fire Emblem Three Houses was my first Fire Emblem in years. I love Fire Emblem The Blazing Blade on the GBA. I'm really excited to play the other one, Sacred Stones, I believe it's called. I need to go out and play that. I still need to play the DS ones. I went through the 3DS Journey games. Awakening, was that a 3DS one? Because a buddy of mine was absolutely obsessed with the 3DS Fire Emblem games. And I remember just following his journey through those, and I was able to gather so much of that experience through his playthrough. I need to do a full playthrough on my own of those games, and it's super fun, super fun. But Fire Emblem Three Houses was like my first full-blown Fire Emblem game in ages, man, and so it was a really cool experience. Just number one, to be able to play Fire Emblem again. But number two, I was just really attached to the characters in this game. Edelgard has become like a really special character to me, and of course I love the other routes as well. But that first playthrough with Edelgard was just so incredibly special, man. I was like, yo, I'm locked in, baby. We are locked in, man. And so, Fire Emblem Three Houses was a really cool experience, and definitely among my favorite Switch games, for sure, just because of how cool that overall experience was. Oh man, Sonic Mania, that's right, we did play this on here. Absolute greatness, man. RPG Maker, nice. One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 Deluxe Edition. So, we got Pirate Warriors 1 on the PS3. We got Pirate Warriors 2 also on the PS3, I want to say. And then I did end up getting Pirate Warriors for the PlayStation, but I wasn't able to play it much. So when the Deluxe Edition dropped for the Switch, I was like, that'll give me an opportunity to play this game. And dude, I played it a lot on here, especially since I got access to all the costumes, the Deluxe Edition. I definitely played that a lot on here, man. So shout out to Pirate Warriors 3 Deluxe Edition. Pokemon Sword. This might be the first generation where Pokemon wasn't among my most played. And it's not that I have anything against Pokemon Sword and Shield, or even Brilliant Diamond and Pearl, or Legends Arceus, which was a game I really enjoyed, or any of the other Pokemon games that dropped in this particular generation. I'm actually in the middle of playing still Pokemon Scarlet, which has been an awesome experience. I just think that in this particular generation, I have been playing so many other games on a Nintendo console in particular, because it's a hybrid console, that it has taken away from the game time I used to dedicate to Pokemon. Because, man, especially on the GBA or the DS or the... come on, man, that's Pokemon City. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's where the major difference was in this particular generation, with Pokemon and me playing it. To that extent. Cave Story, man. That was a great cooperative experience that me and my brother had. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, that was awesome when that dropped. Mario Odyssey, dude. So Mario Odyssey was a big one for us, because obviously Mario 64 is so special. Mario in general, right? It's special to a lot of people. But my first Super Mario Brothers was, I'm trying to remember, it was between Mario 3 or Mario World. And my actual first true experience with Mario World was on the SNES. Then that means it was Mario World, because I played Mario World on the SNES, which was a hand-me-down from my uncle. And come on, man, it's flipping Mario World. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a really, really special game. Mario 3, my first experience with that was actually the GBA version. I think it was a GBA version. And me and my cousins, every last one of us, because we all had that game, we hold that game in extremely high regard. That game and the DS New Super Mario Bros. Are extremely special to us because of those memories of being among the only games that all of us had, right? Like Mario 3 is such a special video game. I don't care what port it is. That is a great game. But then we get into the 3D ones, and Mario 64, obviously, I have that game in like 10 different versions. It is a special, special game. But Mario Sunshine is also extremely special to us. But then we get into Mario Galaxy, and I remember one of my cousins actually was the one that first got that game. I was going to rent it for Blockbuster, but since he got the game, I was like, I'm going to wait for him to finish it, and then I'll borrow it. I borrowed it from him. And that is still, to this day, one of my all-time favorite video game experiences. I had it in my top 20 favorite games last year during the Rogers Bay stream. Mario Galaxy is extremely special to me. And so coming off of Mario Galaxy 2, which obviously is super, super goated as well, I could not wait to see what the next iteration of that would be. And man, did we love Mario Odyssey, bro. This game, from the New Donk City stuff to the moon, collecting, it was one of those experiences that truly made you feel like a kid again. But because it was a sort of cooperative experience that we had as a family playing through this game, it made it even more special, man. I just really, really enjoyed it, dude. I loved every single second of Mario Odyssey. I know we played a lot of Mario Odyssey, when Mario Odyssey is ahead of Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I went absolutely ham in. And then these two next entries, Splatoon 3 and Splatoon 2. Because let me tell you, man, I love Splatoon, dude. Our first exposure to Splatoon was back on the Wii U when we first got it, and we got Smash 4 and Splatoon as our... no, it was 3. Smash Bros? Yeah, I think on the first day we had 3 games. Smash Bros, Splatoon, and Mario Kart 8. I think those were the 3 games we got the Wii U with. And, of course, Smash Brothers went absolutely ham, right? But we were like, man, we couldn't get off the game, especially with the little Dragon Ball Budokai 2 mode they had. I forgot what it was called. It was like a turning mode or whatever it was. It was the Budokai 2 map. But yeah, if y'all played Budokai 2, you know what I'm talking about. But Smash 4 had that. And so we were super hooked on that. Playing it, Mario Kart 8, come on. Mario Kart 8 on both here. I can't believe I didn't get an opportunity to talk about Mario Kart 8. That was like my third most played game. We'll get to that in a second. But going into Splatoon for a second, because when we first played Splatoon, that was like our big surprise. Like, wow, this game is a lot of fun, and that was like such a premiere experience. So when they announced Splatoon 2 coming to the Switch, I was like, man, I gotta grab that immediately. And then I ended up playing Splatoon 2 more than I did Splatoon 1, man. Bro, when I tell you I love Splatoon, I'm not even good at the game. Like, I'm decent at best. But there's just something about it from a competitive standpoint, from just a straight up enjoyable standpoint. I play a lot of multiplayer games. Or do I still play a lot of... I feel like I do, man. Especially with my recent Marvel Rivals kick, I still play fighting games. Yeah, you know what? I do have I think my balance is pretty equal right now with single player multiplayer. I think my balance has always been good with single player multiplayer games. Regardless, Splatoon 2 I put so many hours into it. I mean, I love that game, man. I really, really do. I'm surprised I have more hours in Splatoon 3 than Splatoon 2. That goes to show I played the Flagners out of Splatoon 3 as well. And so, because I chose Splatoon 2 in my favorite games list last year because I thought I had more hours in that, but I actually have more hours in Splatoon 3. Great game, man. Absolutely great game. But like I said, I love the different ways you can go about painting the map. I love the way that the game plays. I love the maps and the map pool, the weapons that you utilize. It's just such a cool concept, and it's like the ultimate one more game. I gotta get one more game in, you know? It's like, at any time a game makes you feel that, you know you got something special. And Splatoon has me in that, man. I rock with it heavy. Like I said, coming over from the Xbox multiplayer days of like Halo 3, Gears of War, Call of Duty, right, at their very peak, you know, anything that reminds you of that type of experience is always really special. And I think what Splatoon does really well is it gives you that like competitive itch that those games gave, while at the same time giving like a new flair to it. Actually, I think I played Overwatch and then Splatoon 2 back to back. So like Overwatch, I think they came out in 2016, and I was super addicted to that. I was really, really hooked on it. And then once I started dying down, Splatoon 2 came out. So it was sort of like I went from one multiplayer game that I was really into to another one, and it was a good time, man. So shout out to Splatoon. It's a franchise I really, really love. But going back up to Mario Kart 8, and then I'll talk about Zelda, and we'll go down the list. Because I can't believe, I touched upon them a little bit, but I can't believe we didn't dive into it. Dude, Mario Kart 8, man. Mario Kart 8, the original, it was already in my top, like, 20 favorite games of all time. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, dude, that for me is the greatest racing game ever. And I love Midnight Club, Split Second, Need for Speed, Underground 1 and 2, Most Wanted. I mean, bro, there's been some sensational Forza, but there's been some great racing games, man. But they ain't Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? Bro, they ain't Mario Kart, man. And listen, from Mario Kart 64 until here, because listen, so many great memories. So many great iterations of Mario Kart. But Mario Kart 8, man, with the multiplayer aspect, the point system, the maps, and then you add on the other 48 maps on top of the other 48 maps. Get out of town, man. We looked forward to the Mario Kart 8 map release cycle as a family as much as we did, like, other games releasing. Bro, when new maps dropping in Mario Kart, man, that was an event. You know what I'm saying? So that's a special game, man. I can't even tell you, from like my brother and his favorite map being Twisted Mansion to mine being the N64 Rainbow Road. That's like our home court maps, man. We win on those maps, to the point we did a Mario Kart 8 showdown with like the other YouTubers. So like we were in, me and my brother were in there, Brago was in there, Laz. I mean, we had the whole squad in there, squadded up playing some Mario Kart 8, man. It was a blast, dude. But when we got to Twisted Mansion, my brother, hey bro, it don't matter who he plays against, he's gonna win on Twisted Mansion. You know, and that's what I'm talking. Those are the fun, like, really cool things about this game. It's like once you got a map down packed, it don't matter who you could be going up against like a super sweaty 30,000. This is my map, baby. This is my map, man. I don't care if you got a blue shell, a red shell, a bullet bill. We catching dubs. We're catching dubs. I flipping love Mario Kart, and I can't wait for Mario Kart World. That's actually the thing I want the most from the Switch 2 is Mario, because we love Mario Kart in this house, man. And Mario Kart 8 is my favorite one. It's just, specifically the deluxe edition. It's just, what a special video game, man. What a special video game. If I was gonna say it probably is, no, it's not, man. I can't put it over Zelda. I would. It's hard because like that three-way of Smash Brothers, the two Zeldas, and Mario Kart 8 are just so incredibly special to me. They're all in my top 20 favorite games of all time. But the two Zeldas, bro, those are for sure in my top 10, man. Like, yo, so I got, when Breath of the Wild dropped, once again, going back to the original experience and how special that was. After that game dropped, 2017 was special, man. 2017 gave us Yakuza 0, Persona 5, Nier Automata. I mean, some of my all-time favorite games. Back to back. But in 2022, we got a game called Elden Ring, which sort of put into perspective how much I love the Breath of the Wild way of going about a video game. And Elden Ring, obviously, that's a top 5 game for me all the time. And it was mainly because I was viewing it through the lens of Breath of the Wild, right? Like, those two experiences sort of parallel each other to create like a complete experience. In the following year, I got Tears of the Kingdom. And man, dude, because the most difficult thing about the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like when I have to pick between the two, is that Breath of the Wild was the first one. So like you can't ever have that first time experience ever again. It was just way too special. That was a launch game with the Switch too. So you have like the Switch hype and the Zelda hype. It was a really special experience. But Tears of the Kingdom, man, as a video game, that's like video game perfection, bro. I don't care in what capacity it is, man. That game was so incredibly special. And we were as locked in on Tears of the Kingdom as we were on Breath of the Wild, man. I'm looking right here. My second most played game is Breath of the Wild. I can't believe I have more hours in Breath of the Wild than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That is insane. Do you know how many hours I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? And I have more hours in Breath of the Wild. That's insane. But and Tears of the Kingdom is 5th, I think, on the list. Yeah. My brother has more hours on Miitopia than I do on Tears of the Kingdom. That's nuts. That is nuts. That's crazy. But regardless, Tears of the Kingdom was such a special experience, man. I mean, the build up to that game, actually playing it, super fun times. Going down the list, Animal Crossing, man. So I wasn't able to go in as hard on Animal Crossing. It's still a game I absolutely enjoyed and played a lot. But I wasn't able to go in as hard on Animal Crossing because the week after, I think it was the week after or 2 weeks after, Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. And once that came out, I put everything to the side. I gave it flying flappers. And then after FF7 Remake, my JRPG was up, and that's when I binged the rest of the Trail series after that. So I didn't get a chance to play the Resident Evil 3 Remake as much because of FF7 Remake coming out. And I didn't get a chance to play... and Ghost of Tsushima, I think, came out in that summer as well, which I also played with the Trails games. That was... So there was no opportunities. But yeah, that's what stopped me from really going in as hard on Animal Crossing. But I've revisited so many times over the years that it's just there. It's just there as a game to go back whenever I feel like it in the Animal Crossing experience. The thing is, I still have Wild World on the DS that I still play. So it's like, which one do I want to play when I'm going out? It's tough. It's tough. But I still have a lot of love for New Horizons, man. It's a really special game, especially for that time in COVID. I feel like my I appreciate this game so much for how much it got so many people through that COVID time. You know, that game was to other people what FF7 Remake was to me. And so shout out to Animal Crossing, man. Really awesome game. Monster Hunter Rise, bro. I flipping love this game. So when they were announcing Monster Hunter was coming out for the Switch, I was like, bet we're gonna go into Benelux somewhere and I'm gonna buy it. Dude, I went ham, man. I love this game. Like Monster Hunter Rise, because I really liked World. Obviously, it was a sensation when it first dropped, and it was crazy, especially when Iceborne came out. It was a super fun experience. But man, dude, there was just something about Monster Hunter Rise, taking Monster Hunter with you on the go for the first time since back on the PSP. Nah, man, I just rocked with this game, and I liked so much about it. I like the way they approached the co-op. I like the way they approached the different types of things. Like I love I call them the turret battles. But whenever you would go out and all surround the enemy, build your turrets, like it was like Horde mode and Gears of War, and they combined that with like the Monster Quest. It was I just rocked with Monster Hunter Rise. I like the setting. It's just the weapons. I don't know, man. I really like Monster Hunter Rise a lot. So that was definitely one I put a lot of hours into. Fire Emblem Engage, awesome stuff. Super flipping Mario RPG, man. This one was special to me because the original Super Mario RPG, I was too young to have played that on the SNES when it first dropped. right? By that point, I had the PS1 and the hand-me-down SNES. We didn't have Mario RPG. We had, like I said, Mario World, Super Metroid, F-Zero, Alien vs. Predator, RoboCop, NBA Jam. Like we had a bunch of those on the thing, but we didn't have Mario RPG. And we didn't have Chrono Trigger. I played Chrono Trigger later on. But Mario RPG was always one that was in the back of my mind. Like, this is a Mario game made by the people who made Final Fantasy and flipping Mario. Like, so I always wanted to experience it. And I remember me and my brother started playing a playthrough of Mario RPG, and we loved it so much. We're talking about the original Mario RPG. This is years later. And we were like, man, this game is so unbelievably good. And we absolutely loved it. Even without having the, like I said, the nostalgia for it, even though now I have nostalgia for it because that was so long ago. But at the time, without even having nostalgia, we saw how amazing that game is. And we saw how much Paper Mario, both the original and Thousand Year Door, was able to take from that. So when Mario RPG dropped, I was like, bro, the remake, what a special game, man. And the remake just, they nailed it. They nailed it, bro. Metroid Dread, dude. Metroid Dread's right next to Metroid Prime Remastered. Metroid Dread is definitely one of my favorite Switch games. I'm a huge Metroid guy. I love Metroid. It doesn't matter in what capacity, whether it's the portable games or the home console games. Metroid is a special franchise for me. And when Dread dropped, I was so shook. For both of them, for both Prime Remastered and Dread. But Dread specifically because it had been so long since I've gotten a new Metroid experience that it was unbelievably special, man. I love Metroid Dread. It is so good. So flipping good, man. And you don't have to say anything about Prime Remastered. Prime Remastered is just, it's flipping Metroid Prime, you know what I'm saying? And they did such a great job bringing that over. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Tetris 99. Dude, all of the 99s. Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99, F-Zero 99, Super Mario 99, all of those are great. I love every single last one of them. But if I had a favorite of the 99s, it's Tetris 99, man. I played Tetris 99 so much, dude. I rock with Tetris 99. I was playing it last night. I rock with Tetris 99 so much that it's taking Tetris and you're boxing other people playing Tetris. It's amazing, man. It's so much fun. I love F-Zero 99 too, man. F-Zero 99 is awesome. It is awesome. And so is the Mario one, and like I said, the Pac-Man was great. NBA Playgrounds. I remember that. Tropical Freeze. Mario Golf. I actually didn't play Mario Golf as much as I did back in the old Mario games. Not Mario Tennis Aces either. Though I did really enjoy it. Mario Wonder, Pokemon Scarlet. Shout out to those games, man. ARMS. I remember when that dropped. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Came over from the new one. Advance Wars. Oh, man, what a fun game. Scribblenauts Showdown. Pac-Man 99. FF7. Still can't believe FF7's on a Nintendo platform. We're about to have the remake on the Nintendo platform too. Link's Awakening. Ultra Street Fighter 2, Mario Sonic Olympic Games, Octopath Traveler. So, Octopath Traveler was another one of those really special gaming experiences. I remember vividly going to pick up my brother in a particular week when I had to go pick him up from school. And every single time that I had to wait out in the car until he came out, I was playing Octopath that entire week. Release week of Octopath, it was just me and Octopath Traveler waiting for my brother to get out of school. And I have so much love for this game. I have to play the second one still. I played the prologue and I really, really enjoyed it, but something else came out at the time that stopped me from playing it, but I need to play it. But Octopath Traveler 1, awesome game, man. Awesome game. Pokemon Unite, Minecraft. Yeah, man. What a special console, bro. What a special Mario Strikers. What a special console, man. Just so many great memories and experiences. I know I'm building new ones still with 100 Line, Xenoblade, right? Like, we're still building new memories and new experiences. Oh, wow, Kevin put a lot of hours into WarioWare. That's high on the list, too. Game Builder Garage, yeah, you put a lot of hours in that, too. But it's just, going through that, just that part of the list right there, it's like, man, so many special games. So many games that are special to me. So many games that are special to me as our family, right? And it's just, it's a console that'll always be special to me. It's my favorite Nintendo console. And that's crazy for me to say, because if you would have known me before the Switch, I had so much love for many different Nintendo consoles, from the GBA to the DS. It would have ended up being a portable console because of how much I played the GBA and the DS. But the GameCube was special to us. The Wii was special to me. The 64 is obviously special. The SNES, like, come on, man, these are legendary. But a portable one probably would have taken it, just because of how special those are still to me. I'm still playing new games on the GBA or the DS. Like, that's how special those consoles are for me. So, for me to say the Switch is my favorite Nintendo console is a lot, because I have a lot of memories with so many Nintendo consoles. But when I'm able to take so many of these experiences, have memories at home and away from home with some of my favorite games of all time dropping on this console, and then being able to take games I already love with all my heart and buy versions just to have them so I can take them with me to replay, right? It's a console that I feel like I've just scratched the surface on, because there's still experiences to be had, like 100 Line, like Xenoblade, that I still need to experience. While at the same time, I know after that there'll be new things to experience, both on here and on the Switch too. And so the Switch family will undoubtedly be the line of games and this particular section of Nintendo's history that I'll look back on extremely fondly, as being a section that gave me so many dream games, so many once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and things that I was able to cherish and spend time with many, many different individuals and build so many different connections, thanks to the Nintendo Switch, man. And so I wanted to spend this video looking back on the memories created with this. And we like I said, we didn't even get into like some of the other ones. Like I said, Advance Wars, bro. When that dropped, boy, we were going, yeah, man. Advance Wars is so good. When Mario 3D All-Stars dropped, oh man, how special was that? Being able to go back and revisit Mario 64 and Sunshine and Galaxy. I mean, there's just, I love this console, man. I absolutely do. And so I wanted to go back and look back on the Switch 1 before the Switch 2 dropped. I can't wait to get the Switch 2, specifically because I really want to play Mario Kart World, number 1. But number 2, I want to play Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. I want to play FF7 Remake again on the Switch, just to say, because, bro, it's FF7 Remake. And I'll play that on everything that comes out on it, because those are my favorite games. So I'll definitely end up getting that on there. Street Fighter 6, a game I absolutely adore on the PlayStation. I would love to get just to be able to play it on the Switch, right? Like, it's come on, it's a Switch. It's a Nintendo Switch that's able to play more powerful games. Elden Ring's dropping on it. Imagine playing Elden Ring on the go? Come on, man, come on. And so it's gonna be super special. But obviously Mario Kart World is my top priority. But I really want to play that Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, man. I want to see what they add. I want to see what the multiplayer is like, as well as playing FF7. Cyberpunk. That's a game I still need to play, and man, being able to take that with me on the go would be humongous. I mean, that would seal the deal. You know what I'm saying? And from what I've heard, that game and the FF7 remake, they run really well on the Switch too. So exciting stuff, man. I'm recording this a couple weeks before the Switch 2 drops, so if anything comes out in this particular week, then it's out of my hands. But man, dude, what a special console. If I had to, like I said, bring it down to my favorites, just going down my favorite games of all time list for my favorite Switch experiences. Like I said, the 2 Zeldas, just unreal experiences. Both of them like share that spot in my top 10. Mario Kart 8 and Smash Ultimate are in the next, like, from 11 to 20. oh man, it's so tough, bro. Because Cold Steel 3, the final part of Cold Steel is all up there for my second favorite game ever. So it's like, how do I not have that towards the list? Especially since I associate that game so heavily with the Switch. That's got to be up there for me as well. I have so much love for Splatoon, y'all. So much flipping love for Splatoon, man. But yeah, I can't rank them, man. There's just so many special games on here. But once again, if we could just leave with one final thought in the video, it's just a thank you to Nintendo for this, and looking forward to the next generation of Nintendo games, more special experiences, more once-in-a-lifetime journeys, more connections to be able to make. But above all, man, it's those memories, man. Those memories are irreplaceable. The memories of seeing Sora for the first time in that Smash trailer, you just don't forget that, man. Memories of playing World of Light or playing Mario Kart 8 for all those hours with many different people. First time going through shrines in Zelda, trying to rack my brain to figure it out, refusing to give in. Just like, what is the mystery here behind the shrine? And both the original and Tears of the Kingdom, it's just so many special memories, man. And then like in Splatoon, all the different maps, we're just getting, we make a massive comeback as a team. It's like, yo, let's go, man. We're about to get it back. 5, 4, 3. And I'm just going. I'm looking like flipping Rambo. Except it's with paint and not with bullets. And then it stops. We somehow win or lose, and it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. So it's just, what a special console. So many great memories, and I wanted to ramble about the Switch 1 because I absolutely adore this console. And I'm looking forward to whatever we have in the future with the Nintendo Switch. And so I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your memories with the Switch 1 or any Nintendo properties. And if you already have a Switch 2, because I'm hoping to join you here down the line, man. Have a good one. Take care. Let me know your favorite Switch games, memories, and all that stuff. And I will see y'all next time. Take care, y'all.